As we mentioned on Monday, newly signed Cowboys defensive tackle Gerald McCoy is going to miss the season. Suffered a quad injury in the team's first practice. Now, yesterday, the Cowboys, oh, boy, I'll tell you, they feel good vibes of football. Hey, everybody, our newest defensive tackle, Gerald McCoy. And then he gets hurt, and they cut him right away. They cut him right away. Now, they're only going to have to pay him $3 million of the $18 million on the contract because, according to reports, Dallas flagged the quad as an issue and specifically wrote language in the deal that could void his contract if he hurt his quad. Wow. I mean, that is pretty next-level due diligence, right? That's a good job. I hate to see it from McCoy, but that's smart.
Smart.
It is. So, the Cowboys cutting McCoy after he suffered the injury that they flagged is inbounds or out of bounds?
I'm going to say inbounds of that, BT. Look, they knew that this was a risk, somewhat of a risk. If there was upside, if he stayed healthy and was impactful like he's been over the course of his career from the D-tackle position, then great. But they protected themselves, and that was smart. I give them a lot of credit. Gerald McCoy is also 31 years old, soon to be 32. This is just the business of the National Football League. Once you get a little bit older, there's no room at the end of the bench, man. And it sucks, but it is what it is. He's not part of their future, and so they cut bait now, and it allows them to find some young guy to step in. Maybe he makes the team, probably not, but gives them something to look forward to drafting in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I'm with you, Teak. It's callous, but it is what it is. It's also called being smart. You know, if your doctors are on top of their game, and I guess the soft tissue would be the MRI, not a bone scan, and you see that, and you see some sort of an issue, and you flag it, and you put it in contractually, well, that's smart for you. It's good for you.
That's right.
You know, you talk about that him not being a part of their future. He's not, and maybe even more specifically, certainly not a piece of their past. So sentiment does not exist.
That's
this
right.
is purely business. You know, if it was
strictly business, baby.
Business. If it was with the Bucks, maybe it's different because he was drafted, developed, maybe a borderline, name in the honor ring kind of deal with him. Actually, probably will be, depending upon how their relationship is after he left. But I get it, and I would want my team to be this smart and have this kind of forward thinking. So inbounds. Now, the Celtics had high expectations for Gordon Hayward after he signed the monster deal 3 years ago. We all remember 2 minutes into his first game, just a heinous injury, and it's been marred with injuries ever since. And really subpar play, too. Even when he's been healthy, and I'm sure this is a direct result of the injuries, he hasn't been the guy that they thought they were signing. Now that they thought that he signed, that they signed. Now he's going to miss a month. He hurt his ankle. This was in Game 1 against the 76ers, and he won't be available until at least the conference finals, if they even get there. So here's the question. The Celtics, piecing together some theoretical possibilities and also what we know, what happened, the Celtics would have lost to the Raptors in the second round, whether they had Hayward or not.
I can't say yes to that. I don't think so. I think the Celtics are a gritty team who have a really good coach. I'm going to say out of bounds. I think they have the ability to go far, even without Gordon Hayward. Jason Tatum he's a stud, and when you think about how you stopping that guy, it's not as easy as saying, we're going to put this guy on him. I mean, I like the Boston Celtics, even if some of their reliable players get hurt because of coaching and the youth and their ability to rise, and we saw this a couple of years ago. So I want to say out of bounds.
I'm going to say inbounds. The Raptors, to me, it took me a long time to listen. Maybe I'm committing a cardinal sin. I didn't give them enough credit, and now I'm trying to overcompensate and maybe give them a little more credit than they deserve. The answer's probably somewhere in between.
Yeah.
They don't have great players. Siakam's good. I love Van Fleet, free agent, unrestricted. Kyle Lowry's got a heart of a champion. Ibaka's been doing his thing, revitalizing with there. But they are so well coached, and their principles are just well known and and adhered to. So I'm not saying the Celtics aren't, but I'm going to say that if they met with or without Hayward, I think the Raptors would have found a way to win. We'll never know, but that's my answer. I say inbounds. Some fireworks last night, Giants and the Angels. So San Francisco's second-year pitcher Sean Anderson threw at Mike Trout's head. So it got away, right? No, because it happened immediately after that. Twice in the at-bat, twice by the dome. Same at-bat. Now, Giants skipper Gabe Kapler claimed it wasn't intentional. How the hell would he know?
I know, right?
Saying, quote, Scott hasn't been on the mound in 5 days. He was a little jumpy. We don't throw at people, end quote. Then Angels skipper Joe Madden stepped up to defend Anderson, go on the injured list, COVID, whatever. That's something you have to do. A lot of guys throw 99 in the minors. A lot of guys also throw 99 not knowing where it's necessarily going to go.
Yep.
So, inbounds, out of bounds here, Mr. Barber. Anderson should be suspended for his next start.
Yeah,
back-to-back bean bowls at Trout.
I'm going to say no. He's not. It's not like he's young. It's not like he's like 22 years old. He's 25 years old. It's his second year, so he's been up previously. But I am going to say no. I mean, I don't see this as being, so out of bounds, I don't see this as being, started by something. Or Mike Trout is the consummate baseball player.
He is.
He's like the icon. He's who everybody wants to be, the good guy who's a superstar and
humble.
Perennial MVP and humble. Right? There's no reason to throw at him. So It had to have been a mistake. He just must have been nervous. It's like, dude, that's Mike Trout. He's about to go, 480 on me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm going to say out of bounds. I don't think he should be suspended.
I'm going to say the same thing. I'm going to give humanity the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say out of bounds. He should not be suspended. And I had a chance, anytime I get a chance to do this, Tiki knows this for years, I love to dive into the baseball cube. You got baseball reference, but you have the baseball cube, which has everybody's minor league stats. Matter of fact, last night, I don't know what. Oh, because they said something about Tatis, and I wanted to go look at Ricky Henderson's minor league numbers.
Because we were comparing his moxie, his swagger, to Ricky Henderson, who did everything. The gloves, the chain.
Yeah.
He was cocky as hell.
Oh, he was. The stirrups pulled up high when that was actually a good look. The Oakley shades before everybody had them, the snatch catches. And I went and I got it, and he started playing professionally in the mid-side. I think it was 75, and he only played for a minute in the minors. But they even had Ricky Henderson's minor league numbers from the 70s. It's a great database, right? Yeah. Anyway, I went there. I wanted to see his strikeout to walk ratio because I had heard from a few people. I read a few things on social media this morning because I didn't see it live. And then, of course, I went and I saw the pitches. The first one, the catcher was set up right down the plate. I thought that one really got away. The second one was certainly more alarming, not just because it was the second one, but it was a direct path to his head. But I'll still give him the benefit of the doubt. But I wanted for myself to see what was his splits in the minors. Is he really a guy that's battled control issues? And yeah, a little bit. I mean, AAA, he had 70-something strikeouts and basically 25 walks, which is not a terrific ratio. And not horrendous, but it's certainly not terrific. There were other examples, AA, some little spurts here that says, he gets a little wild, maybe overwhelmed by the moment. No, you can't suspend him because you cannot prove intent. He didn't seem overly confrontational and aggressive when he did it. So I'm going to say out of bounds and tell the young man to get his behind in the bullpen and start hitting that target a little bit better. You can't keep having that, but I would not suspend him, no. The Astros, I would suspend. I would still suspend them all. Suspend them all, right? The Astros have been ripped apart for the sign-stealing scandal, but also for snitching on their own coaches. Remember this? This was a piece of the puzzle, right? And last week, Joe Kelly expressed his anger at the players for throwing coaches under the bus. This was on the Big Swing podcast.
The people that took the fall for what happened is nonsense. Yes, everyone's involved, but the way that thing was ran over there was not from coaching staff. It's the players. So now the players get the immunity, and all they do is go snitch like a little bit. They don't have to lose games. They take the livelihood from people who worked hard to become a manager and axed. They take the livelihood from people who work hard to become a GM, axed.
Interesting. He was really getting into specifics, huh? That's a good podcast. So this week, Astros pitcher Lance McCullers responded, telling the Athletic this, quote, "These opposing players have no idea what this investigation was like. I can't get into it because I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. But the notion that, players negotiated immunity, players then rolled on everybody just to save themselves, it's not the case. That's not what happened. That's just not how this went down." End quote. So you would view the Astros more favorably if McCullers' account is correct,
no,
in or out.
Out of bounds. No, not at all. I mean, how different can it be from the this isn't. I just don't get it. So until we get clarity and they come out and say, they threatened to burn our toenails off if we didn't give up the coaches, then you didn't get punished. And whether it's Rob Manfred miscommunicating, the negative consequences of you guys doing anything, we got to believe what we've seen, and that is none of you got in trouble. Your skip and your general manager got fired, even though they weren't part of it per se. They allowed it to happen, but they weren't part of it. This isn't changing my opinion. I don't think it's changing anybody's opinion.
Not changing mine.
Sounds good,
but
until you can talk about it, dude, what are you going to do? You got immunity? You got like an NDA or something going on? I mean, what the hell are you talking about?
I don't even think it matters, what McCullough said. I don't want to say I don't care about the coaches, but, this is a macro question. The aspect that you're talking about is a micro aspect to the macro question or issue. The big issue is that they cheated. The smaller element is, did they rat out coaches? Did they stay their own behinds? I don't care about that. They cheated.
Yep.
I don't care about accounts or interpretations. I care about actions. And they were hammering trash cans, and they were cheating to a degree that is utterly reprehensible pertaining to sport and completely unacceptable. Out of bounds. They all need to just shut up. Altuve needs to get above the Mendoza line, all right? And although they are playing pretty good baseball, I think they've won 8 straight, so as a team, they're still playing well. But, this solves nothing. You guys cheated in a really heinous manner, and everybody around baseball hates you for it, including all the fans, so it is what it is. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we drop fresh content.